Part two, I guess, guys. It's about 25 after midnight, and I've got a dog driving me insane this evening. It's about August 27th, 2025. Shout out to the Sam Cedar, Emma Biglin, and all the other people that keep following me. Like, I have no idea why. Diary of the Griever named John Weaver, which is me. But also, you zombies out there who are sleep deprived and emotionally screwed up. Yeah. Right back at you guys. Anyway, so. Uh, Bug war still continues. Roaches, many, me, one, or two, anyway. And it still continues. I haven't got anything from the management yet. Requests are out there, and they're driving me crazy. The lights and cool weather would keep these guys literally in different areas of this apartment I've got. And if you guys hadn't used the Google Maps in a long while, let me demonstrate, guys. Go to your Google Maps search. I feel like I'm a reverend doing this thing. And now we talk to one of the book chapters over here, and chapter in this. Please open up your chapter of the Google search engine and kindly type it out. Where the hell am I? No, don't do that. No, you find your own location. But on there, it's Antelope Valley, California. The unreverend unpastor of an unchurch in faith here. Reverend, what's his name, and why is he doing this? One line, haha. So, by congregation here, you'll be seeing the unpraises, such as, thank you very much for that one. Okay, get the silliness out of me at this point. Sometimes I have to go a little crazy, sometimes on video, but other times, not so much. Shout out to Reverend Ed Travers of Church Without Walls. What's going on, dude? Okay, Artist in Recovery. And several others that I keep dealing with on my own channel as well. Yeah, I haven't forgot about you guys much. Just waiting for my computer to start pulling up some other information from my own channel. And yes, there's going to be a lot of things I'm running into concerning about the political landscape we got. Now, the reason why I said something about Google Maps because I wanted to show you guys, yes, this is a stalker information over here. So I show you the Antelope Valley. This is where I live. Find my ass. Living right next to an air base is like dealing with Indianapolis 500 at certain times of the day. Show you something? Now, you'll see the road, Roseman Boulevard, from my place of Roseman extending as far as it can until it hits those solar farms left and right on the west side. But then on the east side, it stops right where there's a marker, and that's the town itself. Beyond that, it's miles and miles and miles until they get over to the airbase, and then they have to deal with the traffic over there. Pain in the ass as it is. But these guys have a way of utilizing speed, and it pisses me off. You can actually look at the Edwards Air Force Base in a little bit more detail. I just wanted to show you the road of Roseman Boulevard. From the town proper all the way until they get to the guard shack. And then beyond that. And it's a speedway. It's literally a speedway. They'd have to cook up the mileage about 80 miles an hour or something like that. They get from point A to point B, and then before they get over to Roseman border, which is United, they have to slow it down a great deal so they don't run into anybody. Ticks me off when they do that. In my other video, the previous video, I was talking about homeless situation. I was trying to give a message over to the majority report, let them know what was going on. What's happening these days in the town of Kern, which is Trump Town, online still blithers and blathers about how wonderful Trump is. But there are some Democrats out there who got a burr up their ass about what the Trump administration has been doing. And yes, we get the fallout. You know what the wonderful thing about Facebook is sometimes? You got this block method. I used it a lot for some of those people who are actually going on the keyboard warrior tizzy. I take them out so I don't have to listen or read their comments half the time. They can get mouthy on that one. What goes on social media does not stay on social media. Despite the fact a lot of people may want it to be that way, it doesn't happen that way. Not in real life. People will get pissed off about it and have slugfests when they can. But I haven't heard too much on the bantering concerning about it, nor have I seen any police reports coming from Kern County sheriffs if we actually had that kind of problem. But they probably do. I wouldn't put it past this town anyway. And yes, we do get communications from Los Angeles all the damn time. Charter cable out here, or Spectrum, if you want to call it that way, only has the LA market. We do not have northern market. We would have to go to direct access for that, or a satellite company for that one, or something else to do it. Even the internet to get our news that way. Just to see what's happening beyond Kern's borders. Or actually, what's happening in Kern's borders. And I was talking to the majority report concerning about the caller that they received a few days ago, talking about the issues about what Mayor Rex Parris was talking about the homeless, how he hates the homeless. Yes, guys, Ms. Vigeland, Mr. Cedar. Yes, I did not cover that in the first one. I wanted to give you background of what was going on in my town, in my valley, in my Southern California region over here. I'm a native. I got to tell you stuff about this stuff. But what happened in the meetings, and they are online somewhere, is that Parris was having his conniption fits. Some people were just listening to this and he wanted to poison, and it got into local papers, but it did not get into the LA Times. It did not get into the Daily News, which is online, but it hardly scratched the surface in the local markets out here in the Los Angeles region. KCAL CBS 2, NBC 4, KABC 7, Fox, and then you got KTLA. They didn't cover it enough. Just short time and that's about it and gone. And there had been people trying to get rid of Mayor Parris like crazy. But we never could because he's got too much of a power base in Lancaster. Now, granted, even though LA County and City may have certain portions that are Democratic, we do have power bases concerned by conservative, including Trumpland. Lancaster is one of them. Palmdale is Democrat. And we deal with that on a constant basis. That's why we have the board out in the city of Lancaster. In the town of Roseman, we are conservative out here. We do have Democrats out here, but we're also a different territory. Kern County versus LA County. We have crime happening in both regions, including Quartz Hills, which is still part of LA County. They don't have a city, but they are a community out there. We also have Little Rock and Lake Los Angeles. They're still part of LA County. They're not their incorporated cities, but they're just communities out there. that are bordering LA County. Parablossom. So this is what we're dealing with, guys, politically wise. Now, if they are getting homeless, we're not hearing a word about that. But there probably are a few places. When it comes down for health care, we still got Medicare, Medicaid going on. We still have LA County trying to do their best of free health care if they can, or low cost, in programs they have out in Palmdale and in Lancaster. We've got one major trauma hospital, the Antelope Valley Hospital, right by the 14 freeway and between K and J. They're right by the curve in that region. That's the only trauma we have. But it's not the only hospital. About 10 years ago, they opened up Palmdale and have a Palmdale Regional Hospital. They deal with the overflow that Antelope Valley can't. Now, Antelope Valley have been trying to expand on their property with adding a few more buildings if they could, expanding their emergency room to handle the influx of people that are still out here, including the homeless situations. Including the homeless, because this is the only hospital that they have for health care. Now, they are part of Medicare and Medicaid. They have places to go, some in Palmdale, but there's also another place out in Lancaster that they would have to travel a great deal to get to. And that's up on I, well past Sierra Highway. And it's in the medical region that they have. Trying to research here. High Desert Regional Health Center. It's a complex that they have. Now, you guys are familiar with Antelope Valley. You'll know 5th, what is it? Yeah, 5th Street East and East Avenue I. So you'll know that place. If you guys been here long enough in Antelope Valley, then you also know they used to be on I and 60. So boys and girls, by using Google Maps, can we show the infidels while we talk about I and 60? Shall we cross the thresholds until we get to that desert region of I and 60? And can we educate the infidels and the Philistines? I and 60 in this area used to be the High Desert Regional County area for medical. They didn't have a hospital, but it was laboratory, pharmaceutical in nature. The other part to this particular property, welcome to LA County Jail. And the LA County Coroner's Office. Not to mention LA County, Antelope Valley area, Animal Services. You look at the map on I and 60, you'll get to see some of the buildings rechristened into other things. But this is the prison area that you guys are dealing with. We got LA County facilities out here. We got immigration custom enforcement set up out here. LA County Melaloma sheriffs. Yeah, this is quite a piece of property we got for LA and Fed. And this is not Club Fed, by the way. Welcome to Club Hell. State prison, guys. State prison. Look a little below and you'll see the nice, lovely state prison we have over here. And the communities that are surrounding it all the time. Now, because we have water shortages out here from time to time, we haven't got the communities built up enough. And with the sparseness of our territory that we have, we have fire potential. Fire potential. All right, for you out in New York, yes, you've had high-rise fires. You haven't had brush fires. We've had them constantly. We've had them for a hell of a long while. But we hadn't had them all that much growing up out here. I can show you areas that we have actually had major fires happening all over. I mean, if you turn on the news, these days California is just burning up one place or another. If it's not Northern California burning up all the damn forests, we're burning up the forests out here in the mountains that we have. But also in the desert plain area, we also have brush fires. And they're a hell of a thing to fight, I'll tell you that much. They're a hell of a thing to fight. We got a lot of desert communities out here stretching into Apple Valley, which is part of San Bernardino territory. Not much in the Riverside, but San Bernardino, once we get past the LA County territory. I never thought that I'd be living out here all the time in the desert region. I miss seeing the coastlines. But after what happened last year and this year with the coastline areas, I don't think I want to see them just yet. Not until they somewhat recover. That wasn't bad enough. We got coastline being lost left and right. Yeah, who says global warming isn't fun? A lot of things you guys don't even bother to realize what's going on. You guys stick with the damn politics all the freaking time, Majority Report. And you talk and razz yourself about this guy or that guy who's got their own podcast show. But certain areas that you still got to do your research before you start posting crap out there. Yes, I saw the little news clips concerning about the city council. Yes, I knew about that months ago. When I heard Parris was doing his shit concerning about fentanyl, the homeless community out there had already been reacting a great deal over this. They just didn't bother to get public consent because public consent wants to shove them out. And I'll state it again that back in Oregon, there was communities out there who were trying to get rid of the homeless. We had activists trying to fight on behalf of them, trying to keep them from being turned into NIMBY and shoved out. When you turn homeless, it means, and I was trying to cover this in my previous video, is there are factors involved. You guys seem like you have it all together. You at the Majority Report, you, Ms. Vigeland, and you, Mr. Cedar. You have wealth, money. You have residence. Are you renting or do you own? And if you own, you must be doing okay. But if you're renting, then how much of a struggle it is in your bank account? Every single month when you have to go through it, when you have to go through reconciliation to see whether or not if your income is matching up with your expenses, and whether or not you're going to actually have savings enough to match that it's going to last until the next month. But what if you can't pay for some of the services, including keeping the roof over your head? Despite the fact, whatever kind of things you're living in there, if you wanted to get rid of another place and wanted to move to another place, but you can't do that because there's no places for you to go to. My situation out here, and there's a lot of people experiencing the same situation out here on the West Coast. Stories about people moving out and going to different states and having issues like Texas and Louisiana and Florida and Kentucky and Tennessee. I'm hearing about them. I don't want to go there. I'm staying here. Despite the fact I've got bugs all over the damn place. I have to balance a limited income every month. I get social. I get disability. One per month. I got to balance that thing out for early rent, I got to balance it out with the energy costs that I'm using and chewing up right now late at night. I got to balance it out with the entertainment that's costing more than anything else these days, just to keep cable going and the internet. Yeah, they see the services, but you still need the equipment for it, and then there are the extra service charges. And then there's the phone. Yeah, we got the free Obama phones. Screw that noise. I got a regular phone I'm using. I need to get the hard shell replaced, but I like it. It still works. The screen's cracked as hell. That's the only damn problem with it. If I get the glass on it replaced, that'll still keep it. But it doesn't keep all that much room for anything else that everyone else wants to go for. And it's about a decade, a year old. It still works. But I got my own expenses, not to mention food out here. And because of what's been happening with the old gas bag and everything else in Congress and everything else, trade, our prices are going up and up and up. Milk's expensive, eggs are expensive, meat's expensive. The vegetables are getting out there. Some things we can't get because of the trade situation happening. So I have to balancing out everything else. Now, I did tell you about the homeless and the rent situation. You happen to get into a rent situation where you can't even talk to the landlord or property manager regarding what's going on? Yeah, what are you stressing over? What are you stressing over? All right. She's having a connection fit again. Yeah, she's having a connection fit. And let's just say that you actually had an argument with him. You can only pay this much, but they want more. What you're supposed to do? You take them to court, right? Now, you look like you could try affording it, but what happens if you can't afford legal? You have to use free legal services. What happens if you don't have any free legal services? Welcome to our situations out here in California. We do have certain places, but they're getting overwhelmed too much because of landlord situations. And we got evictions. Part of the reason why people become homeless. They also have drug issues. Part of the reason for that one. Family can't deal with them, kick them out. How about if the kids want to leave, get kicked out? Mine's usually the financial situation. If I can't take care of my rent, that's what I worry about, is getting the damn notices out there. So yeah, I know how people are living. I also know what it's like when you run out of food and you have to find these food giveaway places. Now, I live in Roseman. We have maybe one or two food giveaway places at certain times of the week. And I had to depend upon them, if I so choose. But so far, since I've been managing okay with what I've got coming in, then I try to maximize what I can. I know I'm throwing word salad at you at this point. All right, case in point, you get a certain amount of money, right? I was never good at money. I was never good at finances or accounting. And my mother, before she passed away, she had a business of her own, income tax and bookkeeping. Now, she wanted one of us to follow her, but we didn't. She had her business until health took her out. All I'm going to say about it. But I learned things from her and from other places on trying to keep my checkbook balanced. When you take an accounting class or two, can I teach you just a little thing about how to do money management? Yeah, you got your capital. Now for me, it's the income coming in and it's the expenditures going out. And you have to keep track of the expenditures to see whether or not, if you can manage them or not. Can I manage the power? Probably. Probably. You're going to fuss. You're going to fuss. I know you are. Yeah, fuss already. Come on. She's going back in there, and she's going to yell at me because I'm not in there. It's the things I deal with being a caregiver. Oh, things I can tell you about being a caregiver as well. There she goes. I've been a caregiver to a few humans. I'm a caregiver to my dog. She can't see me, has a hard time trying to smell me, but she knows where I am because some of the smell, and I can reach out to her and just pet her a little bit. You're going to be looking at the checkbook and you see what total expenditures you have. You have to look at it each month. Compare costs, what's being spent, what's not being spent, what's being increased in prices. You have to keep constant check on the food prices as well, including the energy costs. Know which particular months are going to be hard as hell to deal with. Now, when we get into summer and we're getting into a constant heat rage, I didn't say wave, I said rage. It's going to be affecting air conditioning a great deal if you still want to maintain a certain comfortable level. If not, you're going to have to manage without being comfortable all that often. I also have to manage with health concerns I have and also her diet. Her diet almost matches mine sometimes. Now, dogs can't stand human food. I mean, they probably love to eat it, but their systems cannot digest it as much. If I'm going to be doing meat on her, uh, I have to cook pork thoroughly without seasoning. I don't do fish on her. She don't like fish. I can do chicken and I can do burger or red meat. Cook it thoroughly enough, chop it up into pieces, fix it with plain rice, and she'll eat some of it. Save the rest of it for later, so she'll be able to have some of it. Give me a second. Now she's spoiled brat time. My own existence right now. Currently, I'm going to college through grants. Uh, 10 years at it. Haven't graduated. Still having too much fun. It's a way for a senior to learn about more stuff than he's learned about and how to deal with what's happening these days. And trust me, going back to college and seeing how it was like since the 80s to now, oh, a lot different, a lot different. Okay, more stories to tell other people a little bit later. I just want to get this as a 30-minute increment situation here. We'll talk again, guys. I'll probably do another dark video when I can and post it. So, you guys be careful and take care out there, alright? And that being said,